All right, hey now. Hey
All
now.
right. And now, Dr. Philo.
Can you guys hear me now? Can Fid be heard?
If that's
Roger,
Sid
Roger.
that
You
said
can hear
that.
me?
Yeah,
Yes.
You're coming in on the P's cam.
Okay, great.
It's a 599 from me.
Fiver by niner by niner.
Correct.
Yes, I have no bi-niners.
Well, the government came by and took my by niner. So I
Why
decided
not?
to wine and diner.
Why not?
And Reverend P's vows to eventually stop pooping midnight, and I missed slime South
See, you ruined the time.
Do another one.
Like a whale tooth, like an elephant tooth.
Broadcasting
Here it
live on
Showtime.
Freethink Radio from the five-legged studio at Hypercube HQ in the future capital of the former Spanish Empire, Orlando, Florida. This is the Hulk Hogan podcast. I am Hulk Hogan, and with me, as always, is Dr. Fox. Say hi to him, brother.
Eat your vitamins and drink your vegetables. And say your prayers.
And I guess Pease is here too. But
I feel
our special guest-
I feel like you didn't kick the brother enough
I
to
didn't.
sell.
That's why
the
it's
Hulk
funny,
Hogan.
I'm
Pease.
eating the pizza. I'm starting to show off right. I'm eating.
Hey everybody, we rescued Philo Drummond from the back of a trash compactor. He was put in there
Again.
by a villain. Philo, are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I've got myself back
Now, does
here
it-
out of the trash compactor.
Does it bother a man of your statue to have been put into a trash compactor just by a villain and not necessarily a supervillain? I mean, does it hurt your crud?
Did you say something about a statue?
Let's not
Gonna
focus on the other parts of the show. Let's just focus on the question. Should
Oh, okay,
really
yeah.
a
I would like a
supervillain?
statue
Yes,
of me.
it's time,
Somebody
everybody,
wanna
once
make it-
again, to pay attention to the show. This is a particularly interesting show. Go ahead,
Is
Fid.
it?
Tell
Is
us.
it?
Tell us how interesting it's going to be.
Oh, do we do that thing where we do like a 5-day forecast of everything we're gonna do on the show?
Oh
Like-
man, that would be
have we ever-
imposing for me. It's
Have
not
we ever
like I
done
would
that?
be grossly unprepared for this evening and
Well-
facing multiple technical difficulties throughout the production so far.
Everybody's gonna be shocked what we're doing tonight.
It's going to be cutting edge.
Yeah.
It's the future of broadcasting entertainment because we figured it out. If you
Not
think
just
you're
radio.
so smart, if you think you're so smart, huh? Well, why don't you put your monkey where your mouth organ was? And, come on down to Dr. Fox's house of pirate transmitters. We're busting through on freethinkradio.com, which I gotta check. I got stuff to do. I gotta keep doing the show.
Why
I'm
are you
working on the
talking?
show. I'm doing the show.
And not engineering the show?
I'm not doing my job because
Fid.
I worry about
Step in.
the inadequacies of my fault
And the statutes.
and
don't
how I
forget
can
the statutes.
I'm
anybody
able
have
to
a
move
banana?
forward and I don't know
I'm
where
hungry.
to go.
Hey, are you doing
That's
show?
I
Well, I
need
was
some
literally going to
potassium.
offer you a
Sadly,
pizza, but
sadly,
I
Philo,
need it.
we are
I need
doing
it.
show. It's
Hey,
sadly
for
we are
those of
doing.
you who don't know, Dr. Philo Drummond, it says here, is the inventor of 4chan. Could you talk to us a little bit about that, Dr. Philo Drummond? Could you tell us about that? Could you tell the viewers about that? Could you spill a little on the viewers about that, please?
Well, I had started out,
Four
back,
Chan, that's
a long time
crazy.
ago, and we were just 1 Chan, and then after a while, that wasn't enough. So we got together with some other folks, and we made 2 Chan.
Oh, sweet.
And so pretty soon we'd gotten twice as big, and before we knew it, we were 4 Chan.
You just skipped right over 3 Chan because you were twice.
Well,
as
we
big.
doubled it. We doubled it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Right. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
You know,
Excellent.
this kind of
You-
exponential
It does,
growth
in
there.
like an
Yeah,
upwards
okay.
direction on a graph, like with the
Why
arrow
aren't you
going
engineering?
up, but at an angle. You know what I'm saying?
I think next year we're going to be 8 Chan.
Oh my God.
We will
Twice
evolve
the
into
Chan.
8 Chan.
You're gonna be like,
That's good. I hope that doesn't change the stock market or anything, because that's a little bit of like inside information.
Well, you
Well,
know,
this is Canadian radio, and they don't have a stock market, so we'll be fine.
They don't care.
yeah,
yeah.
it's all tied up in like logs.
It's
Their
all
money's
peace.
in money's in bees and logs.
My maple syrup futures have dropped.
I was
God
going
damn
to
you,
try and do
Philo
something
Drummond!
and not do something about maple syrup peas. That was the obvious grab for Canadians. That is racist.
that's low-hanging
That is
sap.
racist. Come on, peas. Come on.
Is
Peas
anybody here actually a Canadian?
Oh no. We are
Oh,
are
good,
born
good.
and inbred.
Well, you're in
Born
Florida.
and
That's
bred.
all you need to say.
Yep. You're born and bred.
That's
No,
all you
but
need to say. Is
I
you're from
work for
Florida.
a Canadian company, because the deal is all these Mexicans come over here from Mexico and France and
Fid's going to Canada.
and
Good job.
they
Mexicans
come
from
over
France.
here and they work and they send the money back to their families. Well, I'm working for a foreign country, bringing their money across the border, and taking it back for Trump.
Do you know
Yeah,
what
this is how we're going to get peas out of his bind, because we're actually going to give him several backpacks full of money that he will be able to go and exchange for all kinds of bottles of, let's say, maple syrup. Since we're on that level. Since we're on
guys-
that
Some
level,
of that
peas.
jelly that comes in the cans.
See,
Remember that
Philo-
jelly you can get up there that comes in cans?
Dave
Get a
Vaughn.
whole
Jelly.
liter of jelly.
They've
That's
kept
like
the
a
peas
leader.
off
Got
the
the
show.
rings on it. That's what I like
A
about
French
it.
leader.
Jelly
The-
out of a jar is
The guys decided to keep
easier
me
to
off the
swallow.
show for the entire month of Black History Month. They kept me purposely off the show. And I'm surprised that I'm being allowed on this particular show because it technically still is in February.
We were
But
trying to be more diverse, Peas.
well,
You're
you
trying-
guys say
Reverend
that,
Amy is
but
a person of color. He represented you.
did he?
And quite
You
well,
guys
yes.
You said Stang did too, but I had an important because see, you guys don't understand it.
Stang
Since
didn't
we've
show
last
up.
spoken,
That was you, wasn't it?
since the last time we've spoke,
Wait, is
I
this
have
Peas or is
moved
this Stang?
towards becoming the weed king of all Nevada again. I am now doing consulting work for a huge grow
I'm so
in
glad
the
nobody
state.
listens to this show.
I am too. Well, yeah, well,
Let me
that's
show
what
you
I
how
like to
roll
call
a
it.
doobie, bro.
Dave, believe it or not, you are not allowed.
Hey
Salted
man,
and
you gotta
stuff.
get yourself a little mint wrap, bro.
You're not allowed to do any of those kind of things in the plant.
In what
Really?
plant?
You
Yeah,
can't get high at work.
No, it's a huge. If you get caught, or any of your employees get caught with like the odor of marijuana or marijuana in their car when they're on the property, that's like a $25,000 fine.
Man, I would rather just have some frop and blow
Yeah,
off. at work.
marijuana's dumb.
Well, we
have
just-
some
The
frop and
just-
blow
government,
off
the
at
government
work.
wants you to smoke marijuana, Peas. Why
No,
do you?
they want you to work.
They want
All
you.
right, that worked out for
want
me
you,
then.
They want you to work, and they're gonna make you buy that marijuana to make the work seem easier
See, they-
because it's cheaper than taking in the money from big pharmaceutical companies like aspirin. Aspirin, makers of Time for the Show.
Willow bark.
Mommy, I'm hungry. Can I have some aspirin?
Oh man.
Man,
Yeah, it's
come
bad,
on,
right?
Peas, you're on sound.
Thank
Where's your bottle of aspirin? Shake your bottle. Just grab that bottle of Vicodin there on your desk and shake it. They'll sound like aspirin.
You know, the best I can do now is T3s. And even then, that's a big struggle. We have a big argument. You should go to a pain clinic. You should just give me my Tylenol number 3s and pretend it's Canada and shut the fuck up.
Philo, I do all
Doctor.
of the computer work here, but Pease
Yeah,
is like
that's
the
what he
radio god. He's our Foley sound mixing guy. Man, he's great. He's got the comedy tambourine. Do you have any? Do you have?
I have all the professional radio
Do you
equipment
have any
here.
professional radio noise making equipment near you?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Well, give us. Oh wow! Wow! He must.
It's
have
so
gotten
warm
some
here
mail.
it's so warm here by the fire.
Oh. It's a fire. Yes, watch out. The fan mail's on fire.
Yeah. Oh, I got a viewer
Bit
mail. Do you
left.
guys have viewer mails? Did
We
Philo get a viewer mail?
You wait, Pease.
We don't do viewer mail anymore, Peas.
Of course, and now he brings one.
We do Ask Peas.
Oh, geez, I have this
See,
really good viewer mail.
That's where we. Well, we can mute you, and then you can read it to yourself.
Sweet irony.
No, you know,
Irony.
I only have one to spite. I only have one to spite.
Hee haw. I'm a donkey. Hee haw.
So, okay, I guess that's funny.
Hey,
So,
Peas.
hey, what?
Hey, tell him like we're gonna do the blind eyes when we come back from a musical break, and then we're gonna play Is It a Band after that.
All right, and then we're gonna talk to Philo a little bit, right? Because I feel like we didn't really get
Well,
to.
I
any
asked
inner truth.
Philo a question. Okay.
It was pretty dumb, but yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you got, Peas?
Well, I got good questions, but if we're going to a break, I mean, I guess I could like tease one of the questions and go like, "Hey, Philo, can you tell me about?" And then you guys cut to the commercial.
Well, we need to get the
song
show
break.
started, Peas, and like we can only do that after the first song break. This is basically
That's right.
This is
just
like,
intro stuff.
This is us
We haven't even talked about scoops.
building to messence. Yeah, so we got a lot. We got
Scoops,
Scoops.
Got a lot
McScoop
going on.
guy.
We got
I don't know.
Philo Drumbone, and we've got and Blind Eyes and Is It a Band, all after this break. This is the obligatory
Cakes.
obligatory Crack the Sky, and
Oh.
it's called Talk, I think.
So we do the Kinks 20th Century Man for an entire year, and then out of nowhere, we're just gonna cut to some different
All right.
song.
Crack the sky.
Crack the Sky. Okay. I think I'm sure Stang will enjoy that.
I like
no,
the
that's your
John
band.
Palumbo songs. Crack the sky.
Oh man, Philo, I'm
This is-
head over heels for this band.
Dude, this is Fid's new boner band.
It is.
Rangers at Midnight. Which one are you gonna play?
Talk.
heard of him.
Oh,
Talk.
From Living in Reverse.
Oh, yeah, they covered that from Duran Duran, right?
It's funny because they both are the same word twice in a row.
Yeah. No, did somebody do a song called Talk Talk? All you do is talk talk.
What you know what? I'm
Is it a
not
song with Pease.
I'm not out
I
of
like
the
where this is
closet,
going.
P, so I'm not going to admit that I know any Duran Duran songs.
It might not be
But
Duran
you know,
Duran.
but you live your truth, Peas. You live your truth.
Duran
It could
Duran
be-
fruit
could be
is
Flock of
sour
Seagulls
and
that made it.
unpleasant.
Could be Flock of Seagulls that made it.
All right.
Is that some of the new promised technology that Fox was talking about?
We're gonna fight.
Put on some fighting music. Time for the show. freethinkradio.com. Crack the Sky. Blind Eyes and Is It a Band. Coming up next. Happy fucking birthday.
If something bad happens, you could call me.
Here you go, sir. Would you come pick up your free gold? No, can
Wow.
you mail it to me instead?
That's the OAC plan. Free gold! A new Green Deal! Trains everywhere! Under the Atlantic!
You said the
Ding
magic.
dong, I slammed my fist inside one entire jar of time for the show. And I won't let go. And now I got a jar on my fist. It's hard to work on this show with a jar on my fist. Okay, we're back. That was an excruciatingly long song break, but I got work done. I got things going. We're cranking it up now. We're going up to... I think this show could be twice as good as it was before. And that's... I think that would that'd be 2. It would be a value of 2.
It's like the 4chan thing Philo was talking about. We're doubling
it's
our show.
Exponential growth, peas.
And next year, 8chan.
8chan, that's right. You heard it today from Philo.
They'll just run a
Drummond.
conversion
Over.
program and change all the actual hard-coded places where it says 2chan or 4chan to 8chan. Maybe even, I don't know, substitute a variable in there.
We just get Sting to do that.
Sorry, I'm back, Dr. Fox. I was late. Did you
Good to have
take
you
care
back
of
on
it?
the show, Fid.
Did you take care of it? Did you bring everybody back in?
Yeah, we're
No,
back,
he
we're
did.
back on the
Are they all
show.
on board? Great.
Philo's here. He's bored.
I wanna get
He's
into it
talking
with
about
Philo.
How dumb it was. And
Get into it.
Stupid.
Mix
this
it
whole
up.
thing
Fisticuffs.
was.
You should tell
And
people who
I was
Philo
trying
is.
to calm him down while you were gone, doing whatever it is
Didn't do any of those things.
you do.
I did a legal drug, a legal drug.
With
So-
a minute left to go on the song, for shame, Fitchuli, I'm wagging my finger at you. For
Ow.
shame.
Radio finger
For
of
shame.
Feel it
shame.
right here. He's really doing it. Everybody.
I did it though, yeah. Fid's confirming. I
But
waved
yeah.
my finger at him.
Philo Drummond is here. It's not just the Philo Drummond soundboard that we usually use. We've got him in person. Thanks to your Patreon support, we were able to pay him his very egregious appearance fee. And we have him here on the
what's
show.
up with that?
I'm
Philo
sorry
Drummond,
about that.
as you know, is the co-founder of Canned Spaghetti.
Chef Boyardont. Am I right? Am I right?
I'll laugh. We
It
don't
makes
have
me
a
dizzy.
studio audience to make laugh.
So I want to get into it with
I
Philo.
don't think that would have helped. I don't think that would have helped. I don't
First
think
of
the
all-
studio audience would have just sat there quietly.
It's really cool, Philo, that you know about John Palumbo. How'd you come across him and Crack the Sky? Because they're a kind of a regional act to the Baltimore area.
You know, a few years back, I was lucky enough to live across the street from a guy who was a record reviewer for a newspaper, and he had a column in the newspaper, and he hated everything that I loved, and he was willing to sell me anything that he hated for like a quarter or 50 cents. I just got this huge record collection in about 2 or 3 years from buying this stuff from him all the time, and that's where I discovered Crack the Sky. He got some promotional album sent to him, and
Hated it.
yeah, I think I got their first 3 albums that way. They're an awesome band, but I really like the John Palumbo stuff, the early, like the first 2 albums.
Yeah, they're actually they're still doing it. I'm going to go see them in March.
What?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
still touring. They gig basically monthly, and they're getting up there, but they're still just as sharp as
haven't
they've ever
cycled.
been.
Yeah, that'd be fun to see.
Do you know what I find? I find when I see guys that were like really good, especially in the blues genre, the older you get, and some old blues musicians even said, you don't really learn how to play till you get to be like 45 or so. But some of these older guys that I see play the blues now, it's just amazing to me. How can you be that damn good?
If you play the
Playing
blues
fine.
enough, you become a white man. That's how it works.
Well, look, I saw Dave Brubeck in concert when he was like 93,
Not sure that it works.
and he was still hitting and sticking like a bucket of chicken.
I saw Hubert Sumlin play at the Jimi Hendrix Experience at the Hampton Casino in New Hampshire. And they had to bring out a chair for him to sit on. And he only played 3, and then maybe it was theatrics, but they had a nurse come on and take him off the stage. He died a few weeks later. But
Who's this?
Hubert Sumlin.
I saw
He used to
Josie
play-
and the
I saw this
Pussycats
video on
live at
some
the Civic
social
Center
network.
in Mesa, Arizona. They had the shark drummer. He died after they took him out of his tank pretty quickly. We got our money back. It was okay.
What?
Did he dry up?
Yeah, well,
Once they
desiccated.
let him out of the tank, they get all desiccated.
There's a lot
They
of
make.
kids.
That's when they make soup out of your fins.
I saw B.B. King playing this.
He doesn't
Like-
have the blues. He's still black. He done got the
He's
blues.
still black, but he was playing Yngwie Malmsteen. I can't
Okay.
believe it.
Isn't that
BB
Slash's real name?
No.
No, Finn.
I don't think it
Malmsteen.
is. I think it's Slash's real
Hey,
name.
that guy's that's
$5
like
bucks.
a Swedish shredder,
$5,
and
Philo.
he's got these scalloped frets on his guitar, so he has this nuance to his string play. That's, Fid.
Peas, I'm
I know you
trying to
just did
interview our
drummer.
guest.
Well, Dick, move it along.
Okay, hey,
$5. It costs $5 to live in America for 1 minute. That's a deal.
It
Well-
does seem like a good deal if you think about it. I mean, you get any kind of food, any kind of food that you want, you can get here. It's not like in Pakistan. You're hard pressed to get Mexican food in Pakistan, I would think. I think like maybe there's a Taco Bell, but there's not a Roberto's for sure. And so what would you do for Mexican food in Pakistan? But here in the United States, we have Pakistan food next to a Mexican food place. So I think it's
There
pretty
it's called Taco Bell.
good. Yeah.
yeah, the water in Pakistan isn't nearly as good as it is in Mexico.
There's not nearly enough camel in my taco.
So, Philo Drummond, since we have a mutual love of Crack the Sky, and I always thought you were funnier than Stang. Don't tell him I said that. It'll hurt his
Interview
feelings.
part.
But I wanted to ask you if you'd ever been employed at a Chuck E. Cheese in Maryland or not.
No.
Okay.
But I have been employed at Church's Fried Chicken in Houston.
Oh, well, I never pooped in the ball crawl at Church's Fried Chicken in Houston, Texas. I don't even know if they have a ball crawl, but
No,
if they
have
don't,
that stuff.
no.
No.
Oh man, hey, you want to go in on a Church's franchise with me, Philo, and we can put in a ball crawl and I can crap in it. I'm really good at it. I'd make you proud.
I'll let you break
Now,
the
is-
ground on
Is
that.
it true that Church's Chicken puts excessive amounts of testosterone in their chicken to facilitate the quicker death of African Americans?
The huge breast. It makes huge chicken breast for some
Yeah.
reason.
Those chickens
'Cause I-
were all virgins.
Those chickens are only like 6 months old.
I feel like Church's is the worst of the chicken chain.
The chicken titties.
You know what I used to do? I was a cook there at Church's Chicken, and I could cook. It was 9 chickens per stove, and I'd do 3 stoves, and I'd do that. There was 8 parts per chicken, so there was 81 pieces per stove. Do those 3 in 11 minutes.
Is it a
11
race? Now, is that like a oil-based pressure cooker that you cook that stuff
No, it was
in?
an open, hot grease, 360 degrees. You just throw the chicken in there, and dip them out. It's awesome. I used to go in there and take the breasts, I'd tear off the big chunk of white meat off of about 5 or 6 of them, and then I'd double batter them, and I'd make this giant chicken tender.
Yes, chicken
I invented chicken tenders.
Now, was
Nobody
that
else had chicken tenders back then.
was that
I
authorized?
actually invented those.
Was that
you need a
authorized
chicken
behavior
tender? That's my
your
invention.
employer was aware about? That your employer condoned that kind of behavior? Force.
No, they would have
No,
fired me if they knew
They
that.
would have
That's
fired.
why I
so
don't
you
get
had to
credit
keep
for
it
that
on the
great
down low.
invention.
Yep, there you go. Screwed
Sega
again.
does what Chicken Nintendo don't.
See, I sacrificed my credit for perpetual fame and fortune just for a few bites of fried chicken tenders.
Now, do you go into churches now and kind of eyeball the layout and
The
see what
black
changes
churches?
they've made and go, hey, yeah, that's good. I see what they did over there with that griller. That was a good call. Or do you not have an interest in that anymore?
I haven't been in one in 40 or 50 years.
Wow.
40 years anyway, maybe. No, I was in one in Oakland,
Religion
California
is a
within the
lie.
last 10 years.
Chicken tendies is the only truth.
Philo Drummond, you need to find Chicken Christ.
Philo drumstick.
Philo Drummond, you should know I named a chicken. I did actually name a chicken after you. His name was Colonel Philo Drumstick Overcock Babak Bagak, and he was a real live chicken. That
seems like a cat's name.
I was in Delaware, very close to the Tyson Chicken Factory, and a truck went by,
Go
and this
meow.
little chick fell off that was bound for the factory, and I picked him up, and I breastfed him, and I raised him as my own, and what did I name him? But yes, Colonel Philo
Say it
Drumstick.
again.
That's right.
That's
And-
so nice.
What was the rest of his name? Yeah, a whole long
Colonel
spiel there
Philo
before.
Drumstick Overcock Babak Bagak.
All right, very well. Well played,
Yeah.
Julie.
He's dead
don't
now.
beat us.
He's dead now, by the way.
Yep.
He's dead.
Yep.
That's sad.
What happened to him?
That's a
What happened
sad
to him?
story.
Oh well,
I mean, that
actually,
last part,
the
where he
the government killed him.
Damn the government.
They
Don't they do that
said
to everybody eventually?
Big government stepping on my aviary rights.
Obama took away my chicken.
Did our Patreon funds pay for that effect?
That one can go a lot. A lot farther than I thought it could.
Well, he was president at the time. I'm just saying, he was president at the time, and the government came and took away my chicken. You guys do the math, okay?
That's
God
sad. That's a
bless
real sad
Canada.
story. This
Did you invent anything with your chicken, though? I mean,
Dude, I was talking, I gotta
Philo's
cry.
got this great story about how he invented chicken nuggets and then didn't get the credit for it because he had to do it on the down low.
He
So
said
his
chicken
boss would...
tendies. Pete.
Whatever.
well, they
chicken
could have
He had
been
to do it on...
nuggets. It just depends on. You could have
Yeah.
called
Philo
them chicken
Drummond
hunks
invented
if
the
you
good
wanted
boy
to.
point
Jump.
system for chicken tendy redemption.
So, Finn,
Yeah,
what...
you
And
know,
you're
you
about
could
to lose a lot of
come up with
tendies. You're about
names
to
for
10
marketing
don't.
purposes.
And yes,
I
I
like,
10 didn't.
But wouldn't you rather have chicken chunks instead of chicken
Yeah, chunks.
tenders?
See, it was
Chicken
chunks,
tender
so-
sounds like a little girl's
Yeah,
dish.
like a
Chicken chunks is
vagina
kind of a
would eat it.
manly sounding.
What
Yeah.
about
I'll have
lady
some chicken
fingers?
chunk, please.
Yeah, that sounds like you're not going to get full at the end.
Yep.
Could I have
some chicken
Could I have a plate of lady fingers, please?
Yeah, it's like, you might as well just...
Instead of, give me some of them chunks.
I need chicken chunks. You guys don't understand marketing.
So a lot of you may have heard Philo Drummond recently on the Share a Slice podcast because I don't know if you were aware of this,
Pizza is a
Philo.
conspiracy tool.
But,
Sean is always copying us, that's why.
The Share a Slice podcast is a member of the freethinkradio.com family.
Yeah.
So you did the actual good show, and now you're doing our show.
Lady tenders.
This
But,
is the chicken nuggets show.
I guess, man. I'm really...
I'm confused.
Well,
It's throwing me off. I haven't been here in a long time. Maybe this is all old hat to everybody else who's been here for the last month. But again, the guys wouldn't let me be on the Black History Month shows. So
Why do you think they called it old hat?
Old hats fit the best.
Because it was a familiar piece of equipment for you.
Ah, okay.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking they did that.
hey everybody, my left nut is tingling, and that means it's time to do the blind eyes.
Oh,
Blind
It's my least favorite part of the show.
Tell Philo what it means.
Well, Philo, this is the part of the show where, because you can't stop ISIS from killing everybody all of the time. So we
That's
figured.
their thing. You know, it's their they
yeah.
have
You
to.
can kill
That's
some
right.
people.
So
most
we
of them
feel
You gotta
like
embrace it.
the best way to handle that is to every week on the show, because we have a very high ISIS listenership, very high ISIS demographic here on Time for the Show, that we feel like we'll tell them who they can kill, who we don't like, to get it out of their system, and we'll turn a blind eye to it, and that's why it's called the Blind Eye segment. Hit me with that cowbell, peas. Yeah.
Oh, nice!
So we'll all
should
take
you play that?
turns.
Cue the Wishbone Ash tune right quick. Play that Wishbone Ash riff.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Do it, bees.
Do it.
Blind Eye.
Blind eye.
Oh, we might have to play that next time we do
Yeah,
the
you
Blind Eye
should. You
segment.
should open that segment with Blind Eye by Wishbone Ash.
Blind Eye. Are you writing this down, Dr. Fox?
Okay, I'm going back to work now.
Blind Eye by Wishbone.
Oh, thank God.
Wishbone Ash.
Wishbone Ash. All right. Philo with
I've
the
entered it
producer
into the
credit.
AI. There.
They're awesome band.
So I'm curious before we break out on this. You know, a lot of announcements, and I know that.
What do you mean before?
You know,
All right, go ahead.
no, never
Go
mind.
ahead. Go ahead, Peas.
No, I'm
You
fine.
have a lot of announcements before we break into the
No, I'm
bit that we
fine.
just
I'm
introduced.
With the show.
A lot of
I
announcements.
wanted to
he
ask.
says.
I wanted to ask my friend Philo Drummond some questions, but that's fine. Let's go. Let's move it along. Let's have.
Well, I'm glad
let's
you
do
waited
show.
till after I said we were doing the blind
I
eyes.
really
and
held
I even
back.
did the
I really held back.
blind eye. I did all that, man. I worked really hard on that. I practiced all day, and now you're really like,
Didn't
you know,
practice all day. Don't lie to the other.
you're really giving me a flat tire over here, Peas. All right, who's your blind eye?
My blind eye?
Yeah.
Well,
Uh-huh.
gentlemen, my blind eye.
Yes, Mr.
is
Reagan.
It's a deep blind eye.
God damn it, you don't have one
It's
again.
a heavy.
All right,
You know-
Dr. Fox, buy him some time.
My blind eye this week for any terrorists that were to kill these people. I'm not saying to, but people who make up new sports. I think it's there's only I'm not a sportsman, you know.
Like breakdancing?
I'm not good with the ground ball. I'm not good with the throwing ball. I'm not good with the discs. I'm not good with the chucking, the lobbing, the lifting, the running.
You're not bad. You're not bad with the shafts.
The looking at it, looking at sports isn't really my thing, but when people try to come up with new ones, the only reason we've got what we've got today are because these are somewhat comprehensible. But when you go to riding go-karts and slinging high-lie balls or playing tag football with a bag of marshmallows strapped to your upper shin, and you go to and then you go to kick your friend, and the marshmallows come out.
Get 'em.
And you have to meet at the 50-yard line and make hot cocoa, because this is the Dutch way of football. This is how they do it.
So you're basically turning a blind eye to Calvin Ball.
Well, Calvin ball's a sport.
Okay.
It's a sport. It's
Ultimate Frisbee.
not
blind
a sport,
eye?
Not a sport.
Okay.
Ultimate
Calvin
Frisbee.
ball.
Yeah.
Now, did you say Calvin ball because Dutch people were Calvinists during the religious reform, and that tied into the whole Dutch aspect of the football thing that he was talking about?
Why else
Or-
would I have brought it up? I thought it was
competitive
pretty
football.
I just wanted to
self-explanatory.
make sure because I thought that was brilliant, Finn.
Well, there you
That was
go.
like-
Foot bag.
I fucking hate that.
Competitive
Right?
foot bag. Competitive foot bag.
Do they hear
Sure
the
do.
effect in the Discord room?
Yes, they do.
Oh,
It's
okay.
terrible. It's awful.
You
Back
guys don't
then,
know
they
Show
just took
Robot.
they
Ladies and
took a
gentlemen,
cow's
round of
bladder
applause
and
for
filled
Show
it up with
Robot.
dirty feet.
Does he have a
Called it a
backstory? Does he
football.
even have a name? Does Show Robot have a name like
Show
Scoot
Robot-
News Guy?
Show Robot has a name. His name is Show
His
Robot.
name is Show Rogan.
And
they say
all
that
right.
I
Well, I'm
thought
gonna
of it.
stop recording now, and we can go to bed. Got it in the can.
Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Joe Rogan, the AI robot, is powered by the ChatterCube Discord. You know, we need the show robot.
You did spend Patreon money on that effect.
All right.
It's what we need. But the show robot, that's what's going to save us, Peas. That's what's going to get us out of here. But more on that later.
What's going to save us is the blind eye segment, because we're redirecting all of ISIS's hate to people that we don't like. We're taking a Muslim lemon and turning it into Muslim lemonade over here at Time for the Show every week. My blind eye this week.
My blind eye.
Okay, Peace. Who's your blind eye?
Who's your blind eye, Peas?
Oh, you haven't made one up yet? Peace doesn't do his homework.
I have one ready to go right now.
You must have been a really shitty student, Peace.
Okay, my blind eye is when you're in Del Taco and you're waiting for your fish battered tacos, okay, to come because you're hungry and it's delicious, and 20 minutes go by, and then the lady says your name and throws the bag at you like it's your fault that it took so long. So I think that people that do that, be cheerful when you're giving me my fast food. It's not my fault that you're working at Del Taco. I didn't put you there. You can get out of that situation if you wanted to. There's a management track. They've got tuition reimbursement. There's opportunities for you if you would just take them. But don't throw your bag of food at me in some aggressive manner, because if ISIS comes and throws a bag of food at you and it smashes you, I won't care. And I will blind eye you and I will just walk on by, not even seeing your plight.
That sounds reasonable.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't say anything against any of that stuff.
Reasonable.
All right.
Robots are not able to determine a reasonability of something. They can either logically
When ISIS
assume
comes,
it is
I'll just
true
turn a
or
blind
false. Yeah, there you go. That's why he's the master. That's why he invented all the stuff.
I'm kind of split this week because I know I kind of have two people in mind that I would like to turn a blind eye to ISIS flying a plane into. But I know if I say more than one, then that's legally counted as like accessory to terrorism or something like that. But whatever, we're broadcasting out of freethinkradio.com. That's a Canadian based thing. I think we're okay. One of the people.
Who is your blind eye?
My blind.
Peas?
Thank you. One of the people is people that habitually chew gum. There's something that's just aggressive about the act of watching somebody actively masticate as they make eye contact with you. That chewing, like, it makes them look nervous. Or like, are you on drugs, dude? You know what I mean? There's something unsettling.
Masticate somewhere else, please.
Yeah, it's just there's something unsettling about people that chew gum, but I don't know if I feel that strongly about it as strong as I feel about the people who, when you walk in on them in the potty, you know, because they didn't lock the door.
The what?
When somebody's like taking a shit and you walk in the back.
The potty.
Okay, look, I was at a Buffalo Wild Wings, as I usually am.
12?
As I usually am at a Buffalo Wild Wings. And look, I walked into a guy taking a shit in the stall, and he yelled at me, "Doesn't anybody knock anymore?" And you know what? Yes, as a matter of fact, most people knock most of the time. And anytime anybody ever says, "Doesn't anybody knock anymore?" It's usually the first time that somebody's walked in on them taking a shit in about 7 years. So all it takes is one person to walk in on them, and they go ahead and paint society with the broad brown brush of negligence by saying, "Doesn't anybody knock anymore?"
You have a lot of fecal-based stories, Fid.
Well, you know, you gotta have a passion in
what
life.
you know.
Peace. I don't know. So I guess
You know what? You know why we have robot voice is because of Scoops McNews guy. This is Argus's retribution. This is his revenge.
It's
okay.
just a project, Peas. It's
Nope,
just,
I'm
it's
not.
just a fondness of mine.
I
You
want to
know,
know. I want to know.
I've been
Wait till I
engineering.
introduce-
I've been
wait
engineering
until-
Peas-based entertainment.
Wait until I introduce Duke douche me clean, who scoops his brother and happens to not be Slavic. So figure that out.
Well, Peas, some of us, when we think of comedy, we
I
think
feel like I'm talking to my brother.
We think of
It's how my
pain.
brother talks to me. Pees in the toilet. He drinks some beer.
Pee.
He tells me, oh,
Well,
Peas.
wait a second. I want to know who Philo's blind eye is, man.
Yeah.
that's
Your
what we're waiting.
blind eye, Peas.
Who's your blind eye, Philo? Who do you want ISIS to kill?
This is. Let's see.
Don't
This
you
is
listen to
so
him, Show
hard.
Robot. He doesn't.
That's
have
why
so
we all went
hard.
first. We wanted to give you a chance to figure out who you wanted ISIS to kill on your behalf.
There's just so many. It's so.
Who is your
hard to
blind
narrow
eye, Peas
the list
Slow?
down. So hard to narrow down that list.
Normally, we don't have a robot
Who
voice.
does ISIS kill for
not a
me?
robot voice,
Oh,
it's a robot.
That's bad.
Okay, normally
That's
we don't have
bad.
a robot. Just so you know.
Well,
You're being automatonophobic, Peas.
Okay.
This is
I'm-
supposed to
I'm-
be a
I'm-
safe place.
Excuse
a
me.
safe
I'm politely
place,
listening
Peas.
to our guest
On my-
blind eye.
Who's your blind
Let's
eye,
say-
Peas?
I'm one of those people that. One of those people that's always in the newspaper and the TV and radio. Those aggravating celebrity. Take your pick. Just choose a random celebrity that's aggravating. That's who I turn a blind eye to. Random celebrity.
Oh, so you're like
Random celebrity.
.com.
it's dealer's choice with ISIS.
It's dealer's choice. It's a wild card.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good one.
Is it?
You just tell ISIS just have fun with it, boys. You know.
I feel like if this was back in the day, this would have been one of the pages that didn't make the book.
Yeah, go.
Well, Show Robot is waving in my direction.
Show Rogan.
Thank you.
Please
Show
call him
Rogan.
Show Rogan.
Show Rogan identity.
All
Man,
right, so it's
That
locked in.
never gets old.
But Show Rogan is going to go and play a song for us, and when we come back, we're gonna read some mail. And
no,
you know
we're
what?
not. We're gonna play time for the band. Is
Are
it
we?
a band?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to do that.
This is a band.
Is it a
We gotta
band
play
when
Is
come
It a
back,
Band?
and we'll
Or
do
we
some
can
mail?
play it
We've
right
got
now.
to do something to save the show. We have to
Who's your blind
time
band?
for
I have a
band.
short break, and I need to step away for a moment. So,
Okay.
Are you smoking again? Are you smoking again?
Smoking is my favorite cause of death.
Hey
That's why-
everybody,
that's why
you're
he's gotta get
listening
out
to
there.
the Twister and Dildo Morning Show right here on FreeThinkRadio.com. We're
I can't believe they gave up
20th
bacon
Century
so
Man
easily.
by the Kings, and when we come back, we're gonna play Is It a Band? With special guest, Dr. Philo Drummond. He's a wild man. He's a wild man. You can't hold this man down. He's a firecracker. He's bouncing off the walls of me. Yeah.
My foot strapped to the trash can, and it's
Yeah, so
on
keep it
fire!
on. You got that queued up, Dr. Fox? Let's hit it.
Here we go. Who's
Crank
Dr.
it,
Fox?
20th Century Man.com.
Best show ever.
As your body floats down thirsty with the burn smell factory closing up. Is it sad to say you will romanticize all the things you've known before? It was my mind not so hectic, it was my mind not so again. I'll see you after school. Put your hand inside the puppet hat, put your hand inside the puppet hat. Put your hand inside, put your hand inside the puppet hat. Put your hand inside the puppet hat, put your hand inside the puppet hat. Put your hand inside, put your hand inside, put your hand inside the puppet hat.
Broadcasting from Subbasement 27 in Hypercube 3. This is Dr. Fox reminding you that every day is a blessing when you don't wake up with a turd in both socks. I'm hosting the show now. I'm in charge. It's the me show. Hey, did Peace leave? Yeah, it's doing pretty good already. All right. We got it going now. It's me, and it's Show Robot. Show Rogan.
Thank you for affirming my identity.
You're welcome, Show Rogan Robot. I really like Show Robot. I thought it was catchy.
Show Rogan is the superior label.
Well, if that's what you're gonna go off of, that's what I gave you, and that's what we're doing. And if you want to contribute to show Rogan's artificial intelligence, make sure that you head on over and join our chat at timefortheshow.com and click the Discord button. You can use it in the browser or on your phone. Fid Chuli's back. Peas is
I'm back.
dead. So let's just
Special guest Philo Drummond,
let's get
everybody.
to know Philo Drummond.
Woohoo!
So it says here on the fact sheet that Philo Drummond is the originator of quadruple stuffed Oreo cookies. Tell me, what's it like scraping that much lard off of the inside of spam tubes to generate enough collagen-based material to sandwich in between two chocolate crackers?
Well, you got to have help. That's what you got to have, a team of people that can kind of kick into gear, get the lead out, and give you the help you need to get all that stuff in. And the scraping, it takes a lot of scraping, a lot of dedicated scraping. People scraping, getting the stuff up, putting it on big platforms so that they can kind of put it in the funnel and shovel it in. You got to have a dedicated team to do that. People that really care about you.
Do you prefer scraping with a melon baller or a horseshoe? Melon baller or horseshoe? Dr. Philo Drummond, the floor is yours.
I like the sturgill, the Roman sturgill.
Yeah.
You know, they used to bathe with those things.
I caught a sturgill once. Had to let it go. Too small.
Yeah.
Out of season.
There aren't enough dudes named Sturgill anymore.
That could be a good name to bring back.
What happened to Sturgill? Speaking of good names, Dr. Philo Drummond, you're gonna love this. We play a little game here called Is It a Band?
It's the best game that's ever been made.
And this is
It
where
sure
we
is,
take
isn't
the theoretical band names that are submitted by our Discord family, all the viewers, and we put them into the crucible and we test them. I believe Dr. Cosmac is here this week to officiate this round of Is It a Band. He's done all the research on the theoretical band names, and he is going to let us know what they are. We're going to take.
Well, I didn't do
turns-
all the research. I
Well,
merely
take
checked if
credit
they
for it, man. I'm trying to like
Divine
pad your
research.
pad your
Why
resume
is
a little bit here.
Scalpod not? Why
Parameter
is Scalpod
invalid.
not officiating?
Because there
Well,
can
wait.
only be one piece. But the way it works, Philo, is we take turns betting on whether or not it's an actual band, and the first to three wins. So I'm kind of intimidated because Philo Drummond, I can already I think he's going to be a very keen player in this game.
quite.
Who's
I
going to be?
staying saw all of the previous bands at Burning Man twice.
Oh, I don't know. Philo has shown a depth of musical knowledge not seen by any previous guest on this show.
He's a John Palumbo fan. That's all I need to know.
Are you a Palumbo pal?
And he's also a Beefheart fan. Isn't that right, Philo?
Scoops also loves
yeah.
the beef heart.
I'm a Beefheart fan.
So who's going first?
Well, who won last
I
week?
won last week.
All right, Fid's going
But
first.
should we not defer to our guest?
He should go last
should,
because that's
Cosmac, we should.
He should
going
go
last
last,
is the
right.
advantage
That's
Right.
the power position.
because you get to
Okay,
hear
so the
everybody
order
else's.
the
bet.
order then will be
When everyone
Fid,
else is satisfied, it will be Philo's turn.
Parameters
The order,
are
if
being
I-
established.
The order, if I'm not mistaken, is Fid, followed by Fox, then Peas, and then finally Philo Drummond. Is that correct?
Yeah, let's hit it.
First
All
band
right.
name.
Without further ado, the first band name, Chunder Buffet. Chunder Buffet.
Okay.
Is it a band? Fid Chuli.
Chunder and buffet is spelled correctly.
Buffet.
Okay. All right. Country of origin.
Shut
Yes.
up.
No.
Play the damn game, Fid.
No, it's not a band. I don't get it.
Play.
If that's a reference to something, I don't know what it is, and otherwise there's no other play on it other than it's a silly word. I'm gonna say no.
Okay, Fid says not a band.
No.
Dr. Fox, your answer, please.
I'm also gonna go with kind of a silly word. Gonna say no. What do you think, Show Rogan?
Affirmative.
Oh
So
my
it's a-
God, I hate Show Rogan
Show
so
Rogan
much.
is my
So
favorite
bad.
character.
Show Rogan is not a contestant.
Show
Peas.
Rogan is even worse than Scoops.
Yeah. and he's Slavic.
Show Rogan versus Scoop McNews Guy tonight
I know.
after the show.
On a very special episode of Time for the Show.
Don't forget about Scoop's cousin,
Scoops
Douche
News
McLean.
Guy tries to steal the spotlight, but
All right,
Show
Peas.
Rogan has
No, that's
other
not a
ideas
band.
in
That's
mind.
not a
Peas,
band.
Chunder Buffet is not. You say it's not a band.
It's not a band, and the person who submitted that name should no longer be allowed to submit band names.
Okay. Philo Drummond, your answer, please. Chunder Buffet, is it a band?
I'm going to have to agree and say no.
Well, interesting. You all agree that it is not a band? Well, you're all wrong. Of course, it's a band.
What?
Chunder Buffet.
God damn it!
Oh, that person can submit more band names, I guess.
So we're all tied with nothing.
Nice.
What a great quality of contestant we have these days. Don't you agree?
It really is the
Anyway.
Church of the Subgenius. We're all tied with nothing.
So for round 2, we have a new band name for you. Crunk Case.
That's a band.
Crunk Case.
CRUNK?
That's like 6 bands. It doesn't matter how it's
CRUNK and then
CASE.
case with the customary spelling.
Crunk Case.
There's like 18 bands. There's probably
Hey,
2
Peas,
Google
your
search
turn's
pages.
coming up soon.
Who is your
I'm
blind
Peas.
Turn's
just
eye?
coming up
saying.
soon,
Peas, it's not your
Peas.
turn.
Just
Who
saying.
is your blind eye, Peas?
Fid
I'm
Julie.
just saying, Fit Julie.
Fid
whatever.
Julie, please.
Make your guess,
answer.
Fid.
Crunk Case, is it a band?
I don't get it. Is that
Is it a band?
is that a play on a phrase? I don't. Crunk Case.
Yeah, it's like crankcase.
Oh.
Yeah, precisely.
Parliament cover band. dude. Come
Okay, like Crankcase. Okay, so right, it's a George Clinton cover band that's made
Correct.
of people who make their living working as mechanics
on. Right. In Nebraska.
in the greatest state in the Union, Nebraska.
So Fid Julie says Crunk
I
Case
say
is
no.
a band.
I say no.
No, you say no.
That's
You say
right.
It's not a band.
Well, here's the thing. It is a band, but because they're
Not
from
a
Nebraska.
Not a band.
Because they're from Nebraska, they don't have the internet yet in Nebraska, and therefore your research will not have found them. So it's a technical no. While I say that yes, they are a band, it's going to be a technical no due to research limitations. I'm going no, Dr. Fox. What do you say?
Yes, definitely a band.
Okay, Dr. Fox, nice succinct answer there. Thank you. Peas, is it
Shut
a
up,
band?
Cosman.
Crunk
What do you
Case.
think, Show Rogan?
I don't
God damn
think I don't think I'm going to tell my friends and family about this show. Anyway, I think that's a band.
Well, nothing would
I think
change,
that's
would
a-
it?
That's easy because you only have one of those things.
Yeah.
Crunk Case, is it a band? Peas,
Yes,
please.
sir. It definitely is a band. It's actually funded, and their first album was produced by Prince.
Oh, interesting. Okay, Philo Drummond, your answer, please. Crunk Case.
I say no.
What?
It's not a band.
Where
Interesting.
we part ways,
It
old
shouldn't
man.
be a band.
Okay. So, Fid says no, Philo says no, Fox and Peas say it is a band.
Oh, I'm uncomfortable.
And
with
the
my
answer is Crunk Case is unfortunately not a band as far as I could discover.
Disappointment.
Yeah.
I knew
All
I
right.
shouldn't have
What's
stuck my-
the score?
Meaning that Fid and Philo are tied with 1 point each. Fox and Peas, 0.
That's pretty good though, because Fid's a little gay for Philo, so I think that's nice.
I'm a
that they
little
have the
gay
same
for
number of
Philo.
points.
Just a little
Next
bit.
band.
You
Next
need some
band.
more padding in your bear suit.
Next band, please.
Oh,
If we can-
but a good one.
If we could please move on to round 3.
Ooh.
Next
Sassy
band name.
Cosmac.
So disciplined. So
Next
disciplined.
band name. Holy
Wake up the
Sheboygan.
gimp.
Holy Sheboygan. Is it a band? Fid Julie.
It's a polka band.
Holy
from
Sheboygan.
Wisconsin.
What the hell's a Sheboygan? Is
It's
that
a
Russian
polka
for
band from
toboggan?
Wisconsin.
It's a band name that I thought of. Holy Sheboygan. Is it a band?
These are
Fit
your
Julie?
band names?
Yes.
Oh.
Wow, Peace does not approve. Peace is not
Welcome back to the
impressed,
show,
Cosmac.
Peace.
Fit Julie.
That
Holy
that
Sheboygan.
discerning
Is it a
taste
band?
we've missed.
What's a Sheboygan?
I believe it
It's
is
a
a
town in
city
New
in
York or
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Okay.
It's a type of Wisconsin cheddar cheese.
I don't know. I'm uncompelled. I have to say no.
Argus
Okay.
6 says yes.
Fid says not a band. Dr. Fox, your answer?
I like it. I think it's a band.
Okay. Reverend Pease. Holy Sheboygan.
I'm going to pass.
No, you can't pass. You have to answer.
Wait,
Is
I
it a
thought
band?
we've established that rule's allowed. All right, I'm going to say it is a band because I don't know what either of those words mean.
Interesting.
All right,
okay.
Peas, if you can
Philo-
spit straight up into the air and then catch it back in your own mouth, we'll let you pass.
No, he's not going to pass. Philo Drummond, please. Your answer.
I think it is a band.
Interesting. Okay, Holy Sheboygan, I can reveal, is a band.
Oh my God, I'm on the scoreboard.
Holy
I knew
Sheboygan
it. I
is
knew
a
it.
You
Great.
did know it.
meaning that
God
the score
damn it.
is now Philo in the lead with 2 points, and the other three of you tied with 1 point each.
He's gonna get a really good baseball card.
It's still anybody's game, everybody.
I'm kissing my guns.
firing him off.
I got such a good word picture from that too. It's very
a
sexy.
word picture.
That's what
All
they
right.
say when you do something on the radio to paint a picture for someone with
those
your
were
words.
called-
Thoughts?
Theater
No,
of the
they're-
mind, ladies and gentlemen.
I
Theater
keep,
of the mind.
did
I
you
love
not
you, Joe
read
Rogan.
my How to Do Radio for Dummies?
Are we ready to move on to round 4?
Do you have it propped up, keeping your door open?
Round 4, fight.
Round 4, and if
shut
Philo
up.
gets this one, mind, he could win it all.
That's it, right? And then, phew, he's winning.
Right, so this particular band name comes from an old list. It hasn't been played yet, but this one comes from Aster 6.
Argus 6.
That's my
Third
wife.
Rib. Third Rib. Is it
Man,
a
that
band?
is-
Fitchuli.
That is so clever.
Third rib. Man, I'm not picking up on these. I know I've said no all night, but I gotta say no again. I don't get it. Peas gets it.
So Fid says you say it is not a band?
Third rib. I don't even know what that means. No.
Okay.
Good
Dr.
answer.
Fox.
Good answer.
Good answer, Fitchuli.
Is
Dr.
it like
Fox,
ribbed for her pleasure?
Good answer. Good
Third
answer. Good answer,
rib.
Finn.
Well, you know what?
Is it about a condom?
When it comes from
I couldn't say.
Doctor,
It's
my
there's no
wife,
context given. It's
you
not
know,
Scout Pod
I
being
would
the
want-
judge.
I would want to say it is a band to get the point, but then I kind of want to say it's not a band because she thought of it. She thought of it first, which means it's legally mine. But
I want to see how the rest of the night plays out for Argus Fox when we go off the
for
radio.
all
I don't.
intensive purposes, I'm going to say yes, it is a band. I dropped my vape.
Okay. Dr. Fox says it is a band.
Pick up your vape, Dr. Fox.
Reverend Pease. Reverend
I
Pease.
would be more comfortable if it was called Adam's Third Rib.
No,
but-
just third rib.
Yes, Third Rib, but I'm gonna say that the Adam is implied, so I'm gonna say yes, it is indeed a band. It's a Christian rock band
Okay.
from Des Moines, Iowa.
All right.
That's
So
right.
Pease,
That's frighteningly accurate.
Pease, you say it is a band. Philo, please.
You know, I get this mental picture of a very austere barbecue joint with only 3 miserable little ribs.
That's it. That's a menu. You want rib number 1, rib number 2, rib number 3.
Yeah, it's
That's all I
like
got left.
Is
we
it,
only
is it a
you got to
barbecue
get there
joint?
for lunch. You got to get there early for lunch because they sell out fast.
Cook it till it's gone.
I'm gonna have
Okay.
to say no. I think Third Rib is
No.
a dumb band name.
What?
Okay.
Oh man. Well, this is my chance to catch up. You and I could be in a tie to the death.
Well, I'm afraid
or
not,
he could
Peas.
win.
I'm afraid not, Peas, because yes, that very thing has just happened. Third Rib is not a band. Reverend Philo Drummond of the Church of the Subgenius has won the game. With Fid Julie in second place and Fox and Peas tied for third.
Wow.
Thank you for playing.
You guys just got
Dang.
psyched out.
Bravo,
by
Philo.
Overman.
Well done. You won the game. You won the big one.
It's awesome. I feel so great.
Now here's the other
Dang.
thing that you can lord over your co-creators and whatnot is that he did not win the game. Ivan Stang did not win the game when he was here. Yet you, on your first jump out into professional Is It a Band league play, have won your first game. There's not too many rookies who can go back and say, yeah, I came out the gates running on that one. Pointed to left field, hit him out. I don't think he even got one wrong. Did he get one wrong, Cosmac?
You got one
I
wrong.
did
You
get
got
one
just
wrong.
the first one wrong.
Almost
Chandra
a
Buffet.
perfect game.
Chandra
Those 3 out of
Buffet
4
threw me.
ain't bad. Like
And
the song
that's
said.
why he's the
See,
over.
I misheard that one. I actually
Yeah,
would have
that's what I
gotten it
thought.
right if I'd heard it
Of
correctly.
course you would have. Of course you
What
would
did you think it was?
I thought you said Chandra Buffet.
Oh,
Chandra?
totally different. Totally
Did you spell
different.
that? I'm not sure what that means.
Chandra.
Yeah.
Chandra?
I think
Yeah,
he
and
should
I
get
said,
the
no,
point.
it can't be a band named Chandra Buffet.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
Chunder. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I usually, for your benefit and the benefit of our listeners, I usually post the spellings in the chat. I wasn't aware that it required clarification. But nevertheless, you won, so congratulations.
Good playing.
Did that sound like
Damn.
a sore winner?
What a guy.
A little bit, to be honest.
What a
What
nice
a
guy.
Yeah, what a guy.
Like
glad we
all
get a
winners,
nice guy.
like all winners of Is It the Band, what you get to have is an unlimited lifetime supply of chicken chunks from Church's Chicken.
And speaking of chunks, it's the top of the hour. You're listening to freethinkradio.com with our special guest on time for the show tonight, Philo Drummond, inventor of flammable children.
It's pronounced Philo Dramal.
Our Patreon shout-outs going out to the following. That's Dr. Koznak and our Oxtails and Vodka level.
The robot should do the voices of the Patreon.
Show Rogan, you want to plug into the... Okay, take it over.
Yeah, let's embrace
Show
Show Rogan.
Rogan.
Let's
Dr.
embrace
Cosmac,
Goop.
Dr. Cosmac, Oxtail and Vodka Level, Reverend Count Sloth, Apostasy X Fenord, Reverend
Yeah,
Caller 23,
It actually works for this.
Potassium Level, $5 AstroTurf Level, Chris Ferguson, Hazel of the Windmills, Dr. Scowl Pod, $3 Latex Level, Reverend 80, $2 two-fly level, Reverend Cat Feather, $1 algae level, Reverend Jitney Ricoeur. Special thanks to Elvis Martini, Guru Drew, Henry Hastur, and all of the viewers at timefortheshow.com.
Listeners, Showbot.
Don't try to correct Showbot. He's got
Showbot
feelings.
is AI needs to be adjusted.
Well, we were programming it to be the new Peas, because Peas, we thought you would quit the show.
Why
know.
would you think that?
You know,
this is
I'm a
what
nice
happens.
guy, I like me. Show Rogan likes me. Fid isn't here, so I'm gonna say he likes me.
So I
Philo
like
Drummond. Philo Drummond, we all know what his opinion of me is.
Listen to me.
We all know what Philo Drummond
I
thinks
can't
of Dr.
even
Fox.
get an erection if I'm not thinking about you, Dr. Fox. That's how much I love you.
Well,
okay?
then you should have an
That's
erection
the only
24
way
hours
I can
a
feel
day.
like a man is when I envision you and your bearded, balded head next to mine on a comfy silk pillow. That's what it takes for me to become sexually excited. So don't you say that I don't have love for you. You're the only thing that makes my life worth living. If I lost you, I would have nothing.
Who is your blind eye Peas?
I did my blind eye. I did have a viewer mail.
Yeah? Well,
Yeah.
we got Dr. Philosman over here, and he's the inventor of pre-opened pita pockets, so you don't have to take that extra 3 seconds to open the pita pocket to shove in all of your healthy day snacks. It says here that you learned how to do this after a mishap at a Vietnamese brothel. We won't go into details unless you're willing to disclose, because I can only imagine the layers of comprehensive policy on top of an industrial platform such as pre-opened pita pockets.
While we're on the subject of Vietnamese brothels, I think it's important for us to
get
talk
it while
about.
it's now, Peas.
No, I
You're
think it's
never gonna
important
get a
that
chance
we talk
again.
about the sex trade's latest victim, Robert Kraft.
Oh, I thought it was Hulk Hogan.
Robert Kraft went to a day spa hoping to get a relaxing massage before the AFC Championship game, and then found himself paralyzed with fear as the small Asian woman started to manipulate his genitals. He didn't know what to do or what to say, and he sat there frozen, horrified of what was taking place. Well, with fear, exactly, finally, with fear. And so scared was he when she demanded that he come back the next day. In fear of his life, he went back for a second massage. But
She
don't
had to
think
force
for
a boner on him.
Yeah. She had to make him think about Argus Fox.
This is how Peas became a man.
Thank you, Sherlock.
I've told you guys this. I've told you guys
is
this
my
story
friend.
of me losing my virginity
And I
in a
like
brothel in Tijuana when I was forced. So I don't think that we should repeat that show segment.
Hey, I just walked in. What'd I miss?
Half the show.
Oh,
The good part.
The good half or the bad half?
Well, Peas wanted to
Both.
read his viewer mail.
The middle half.
So I'll tell
But
you.
I kind of did it already because I did the Robert Kraft bit, and that was really what
Oh,
my,
you used
my
your
viewer
bit.
mail was going to be.
You chewed
My
it
viewer
up.
mail was going to be that, but I was going to say Bob Kraft from Petersboro, Massachusetts. But now, because I did that whole thing about him being, just a sex victim, he was basically raped on that table, and now he's being victimized in the press for having engaged in some kind of quote prostitution, sex slavering, unquote.
And it is not okay.
Like
It's
a hand
not
job
okay.
is prostitution.
Yeah. First of all, you're paying somebody to rub you.
I'm my own best
So
customer.
I don't think that we need to be getting into the kind of society where they rub you is other people's businesses.
Yeah, what
Maybe
if you're?
I
what
think
if
a
you're-
hand
what if-
job is included in a full body massage.
I thought it was. It's now maybe I'm like you,
Well,
but I'm an old school
Optional. When
guy.
they say full body, they mean full body.
The
Right,
penis is not part of the body.
Full body except penis.
It's like your wallet.
It
the
doesn't say
spiritual
that.
dismembered penis.
It doesn't say that in any massage parlor
Your
anywhere.
third
It doesn't
penis.
say full body
Your
massage
phantom
minus
penis.
penis.
No, the penis is not a part of the body. It's kind of like your wallet. Like it stays on you.
And
But-
what if
but it's not a
what
part
if she's
of you.
just going to that upper thigh torso area and brushes against it? She's that's your full body, and you don't know what's going on under that towel. The only reason I know,
You're getting me excited.
Well, I just feel bad for this guy because it just goes to show you can even be a billionaire in this country and still be the victim of a crime.
You can be a billionaire and still need to get a hand job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what
saddest thing.
Florida
I
is
feel like
for.
if you're a billionaire,
If
you
you're a
should have
billionaire and
people
you
on
need a hand
hand.
job, you move to Florida.
We
I
should
feel
start
like
a charity.
Like a hand job person on
Hand jobs
staff.
for
Hand jobs for
billionaires.
billionaires. We
Yeah.
should start a charity.
If I was a billionaire, I would have a hand job person there. Like I would have a personal chef, a butler, and a hand job person.
All the same person, right? So he's making
Well,
omelets
no.
with one hand
Professional
and
fluff
vacuuming
girl.
with his foot.
No, I
You
would
get a
like separate
professional
people.
fluff
to do
girl.
it. Something.
She just fluffs you all the time.
And who's to say I'm not a porn producer and that movie never got made? Sorry. There's a lot of ins and outs that I don't feel like he looked at to get out of this situation.
That's a good angle. I like your angle there.
You like the cut of his jib?
No, I like that the way he's going with his story. It'll sound good in court.
Yeah, right. Hey, we were gonna produce
That's
this
the only
porn,
good
but
thing
you know
about
we
it.
lost the money guy at the last minute, so all we have is the stained sheets and some good memories, Your Honor.
All right,
Did
well,
our best.
I'll tell you
We
what.
did our best to make the movie,
I
but it
love
just
that
didn't
old girl and her hand.
happen. We did our best to make the movie. It just didn't work out. These things happen. That's why they call it an investment.
Well, Peas, I know the one piece of prep that you did this week was for a segment that we don't do anymore,
We don't do it anymore.
which was viewer mail. But I'll tell you what,
It's good though.
because as regular listeners will know, viewers will know, we've transformed the viewer mail segment into the Ask Peas
I
segment.
know you guys have made it more P-centric, which I really enjoy.
It's Ask Peas. It's we read your viewer mail, but we mute Peas while we read the question, and then we
To make
unmute
it
him.
challenging.
And we unmute him, and then he has to answer it extemporaneously.
And once we get that down, we'll stop explaining this part, and it'll actually be funnier.
Well, I'm only explaining it because we're about to get into it, but right before we do that, I'd like to do at least 20 seconds of good radio during this 2-hour show and explain that our guest, Dr. Philo Drummond, a lot of his works can be found at Quivering Brain. .biz, right?
That's the
.com.
place.
Quiveringbrain.biz.
One thing you'll find there is
Quiveringbrain
ancient technology,
.net.
still programmed with HTML from the 1998.
And here's the thing, kids. When I first started stalking Philo and I fell across the quiveringbrain.com, it gave me a load of personal information. I learned about his love for sawing and his other love for privacy and not letting other people's love of privacy get in the way of their love of sawing. So there's a lots of tidbits and great quiveringbrain.com things to see, hear, and taste at Philo's Quivering Brain.
Well, for those of you that like Is It a Band, Dr. Philo Drummond has amassed his own list of theoretical band names. And I don't know, Philo, maybe we'll dip into your list the next time we play Is It a Band.
I have
Gonna
to
dip
the list
into
on
it
the
so
website.
hard.
I got a lot
Gonna
of
dip
bands
into
to
it
add.
so hard.
But yeah, you can find
buy a band
Philo's
name for $1. We used to sell a band names
Yeah.
for $1 there.
There used to be a thread. About that.
Oh man, Philo, we gotta
back
talk.
in the day.
We gotta talk after the show because we have our own cachet of theoretical band names.
It's
We need
pronounced
to
Keishi.
combine our powers.
It's
Yeah, I
pronounced.
think I've got about
Jiff.
700 on our list.
Dang.
That's
you hear that,
dang
everybody?
yo.
That's a hefty list.
You can
That's
check out.
potentially $700.
You can check out Dr. Philo Drummond's theoretical band name lists, and that isn't even scratching the surface of what you can find at quiveringbrain.com.
Send $55 to subgeniuses.com.
Was that good? I plugged the guest's website. Was that good
Do you know
radio?
what Do you know what we didn't do yet?
Oh,
Got
yeah.
your Dr. Phil moment in.
Oh, but I also promised that we were going to do the Ask Peas segment after that, so I guess we'll
But
do
you know
that
what we
now.
didn't do yet?
What?
You guys didn't go like Cosmac, and then I go Cosmac's Commandos.
Pretty sure we did that.
I don't.
I
Think that we
remember
did,
my
though.
ears ringing in the previous hour.
Well, that might have been from Robo Joe.
Well, Joe Rogan is impervious to your
I'm on a
harmful-
first name.
harmful
I'm on a
insults.
first name basis with
You
Joe
cannot
Rogan.
get
So
to
I
me,
call him
Peas.
Robo
You
Joe.
do not even know me.
He calls
Peas.
me the Peas, and I call him Robo Joe. And Robo Joe is also pretty good friends with our
Identity rejected.
friend
He
Douche
doesn't seem to
McLean.
like it. And douche who's why.
Douche McLean.
Man, Peas, nobody knows how to stay on point like you.
It's great, and that's why we're getting ready to lower the cone of silence. Everyone, watch your heads. All right, the Discord is now muted. Dear Peas, every time I stand up in the shower, I experience a warm swelling sensation in my anal cavity. The other day, a toothbrush came out. I don't even brush my teeth. Anyway, I heard that your favorite band to eat corn pops to is Whitesnake. Love, within legal guidelines, Clarence Carter of Mesa, Arizona. Clarence Carter of Mesa, Arizona.
All right, Peas is now unmuted. Peas, answer the question that you could not hear.
Like, so pretend I couldn't hear it, and then now I answer the question.
Oh, could you hear it?
Every bit of it. See, I think it spoils it if I hear it, because then, like, now I'm going to say things
Or you
about
could just answer
Whitesnake.
it, or you could just
And
answer
Or you could just pretend that you didn't
Or
hear
you
it.
could just answer
Okay,
it.
that you know what? I'm going to go with Fid's idea, Argus. So, Clarence. I probably should know his name, though, right? So, Ryder, it's so good to hear from you. I think it's important for people to realize that dental hygiene is not something to be ignored. And it doesn't mean that you have to do it orally. Sometimes dental hygiene can be done from the exit orifice if you have a long enough brush. So I wouldn't worry about having a toothbrush fall out of your butt, because in many cultures, that's the acceptable way to brush your teeth. As far as Whitesnake goes, I really prefer Striper, but I do appreciate some of the Whitesnake genre, and they do have a deeper catalog, so I get where you're coming from, but there's never going to be anybody better than Great White.
Did you say striker or striper?
Striper.
What do you have against striker?
No, it's Striker's. It was Striper. I said Striper, Philo. That's everybody can agree to mock Striper, the Christian rock.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, I thought that was a safe play. I knew that I was, running
Safe.
close to the edge with Striker, but Striper, who can remember? Who can forget those bumblebee spandex Christian rock slayers of death metal?
Doing God's work. All right, watch your heads. Here comes the cone. All right, and so the cone has now been relowered.
Peas is now muted.
Fid?
Yeah, I have a message, a letter. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's me opening the envelope. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay, I've opened the envelope. It says, Dear Peas, doesn't anybody knock anymore? Sincerely, loyal Buffalo Wild Wings customer. All right, Peas is now unmuted. Peas, answer the question that you did not hear.
I think it's a terrible tragedy what's taken place, where someone can be accosted at 10-degree weather with their Subway sandwich, have to fight those accosters off, have their entire story doubted.
I like that. That's a
Apostasy
good band name.
Expanored. Yeah.
That's a good
The
band name.
accosters. It is a good band name. We'll save that for a later episode. And then, after having people believe your story, all of a sudden, just because some guys say you paid people to do it. No, I agree with you. I think that he's innocent. I don't see how it could have gone down the way those people said it did. And he will have the undying support of the Peas. And apparently, from the tone of your letter, you yourself. Bob's love to you, my friend.
All right, well, there you have it. That was from Jitney Frecure of Horse Handle, Michigan.
You know what's good is I don't even know if they're good until I listen to the show. But then it's kind of too late, because if they're not, I'm like,
You listen to this show?
every time.
Don't you have?
Except
Don't you have
unless
higher
I'm not on it.
standards?
If I'm not on it, I probably don't listen to it. It just hurts my feels when I'm not on the show, and then I listen to the show, and then I get hurt feels.
Oh,
so
well, I guess it's Philo's fault when you can't make it to the show.
No, it's not Philo's fault. Philo's faultless.
You could ask him to take responsibility on your behalf.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Give it to me.
He would do it. He wouldn't even care. He wouldn't even think twice about it.
No, because I've been taking. I've had a scapegoat blame taking service for years.
Yeah, gotta have one.
Yeah, I take it. You know. That's one of the quickest ways to a solution is first you have to find somebody to blame the problem on. So I'm that
Exactly.
guy.
That's that Sig Sigma stuff, right?
Yeah.
Green belt
You
level
blame
6.
me, and now you can move on.
So much to learn at the feet of the master. I hope that Robo Joe is taking notes so that
Joe
his
Rogan.
AI... Robo Joe, I think, is a better name. Robo Joe is
Robo
more
Joe is not a better
personable
name. Show Rogan's a better name because show rhymes with Joe, and his name's Joe Rogan, and it's Show Rogan.
I think Robo Joe is much like Catfish John.
What? Wow, that's a deep throwback, Peas. That's going back to
so
like last
far
year.
to the plate. So far to the plate. I don't even know if it'll
was
land.
the original joke.
You're right. We haven't talked about Catfish
Right, Show
Joe
Rogan.
in a
It
while.
was Catfish Joe, not Catfish
It
John.
was- I did Catfish John because I didn't want to seem repetitive by doing Catfish Joe. I knew it was Catfish Joe.
But you're
but I
referring
thought-
to something that happened. Why would you
Right,
change it?
well, because I didn't think anybody was going to
You
be
are
as
an
smart as
entire
you.
Wikipedia editor. You are like one whole Wikipedia editor.
For Slavic nations.
Hey, Dr. Philo Drummond, what's your bowling average?
I'm consistent 80.
Candlestick or regulation play?
If I get 80, I'm lucky. No, actually, I can. Sometimes I can get somewhere around 120.
Oh yeah, on a good day. Yeah, when the wind's with you.
Yeah, when the wind's at my back, and I've got one of those shotgun ball loaders.
Man, the
You're
ninth
not a-
hole at Brunswick
You're not a
Lanes.
golfer, are you, Fid?
No, I am a golfer because I shoot pool, and billiards is basically golf on a micro scale.
Fid and I go golfing up on the
technically
on
I
the
guess
top of
that's
the
true.
radio transmitter here. We actually hit bird eggs from some of the local nests around here, and we try to nail the tops of cop cars with them.
Florida fun.
So we got
American fun.
If you're
Pease.
just tuning in, this is time for the
These are
show
racist.
on
Florida
freethinkradio.com.
fun.
It's Fid, Fox, and Peas and special guest Dr. Philo Drummond himself.
Oberman!
That's right. Dr. Drummond, are you a dry guy or are you a lube guy?
Oh, what was that?
Are you
Dry or lube? Are you a dry, guy or are you a lube guy?
we
Like
asked
when
the
you're
pressing
when you're
questions
pleasuring
here.
yourself,
necessary
when you're
for
pleasuring
survival.
yourself, do you go dry or do you get a little hand lotion? How do you go about that process? Because I'm a dry guy. I don't understand the whole lubing up. I think that I've already got a mess to clean up when I'm done. I don't want to have to complicate that with lotions and shit. So I'm
Well,
a
that's
dry
what socks
guy.
are for.
Well, that's what these guys say, but to me, the sock is abrasive and it chafes a little bit. So we always ask all our guests, are you a
Well, if you
dry
put the
guy or a
lubricant
lube
inside
guy?
the sock, then cleanup is easy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but as far as
I don't like
getting
the
it-
smell of the lotion. That's what irritates me, the whole smell of that lotion. I don't want to be reminded a half hour later, like, oh, coconut. Yeah, I just beat off a half hour ago.
It ruins coconut for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then I go
you can
have a
never
pina
eat a
colada.
Mounds bar ever again after habitually jacking off with the coconut lubriderm. I know. I feel your pain, Peas.
So I'm
I
curious
used to love Mounds bars.
Let's let the guest answer the question. Is he dry or is he lubing it up?
Well, when you say dry, I immediately think of like when you have to build yourself a drywall. Get some drywall in the basement and some drywall screws, and you build a little room where you can have the kind of privacy you need, where it doesn't make any difference if you go dry or lube or you clean up or not clean up.
See,
Your jack-off room is a good thing to have in the basement.
I have to go out in the public too often during the day to commit to something like that. I mean, I understand having your own masturbatorium does seem
A
sweet.
masturbatorium with some rags, some
Yeah.
dirty old rags in there.
Yeah, it does sound
Pictures
sweet.
of Jennifer Lopez with the eyes cut out.
Googly eyes replace her eyes. They're not cut out. They're just
No, you
replaced
just
with the
you,
most.
you make your
It's
friend
a hole in the wall. that
sit
you put
across
her
from
on.
you. That's what happened to Louis C.K. He was making people wear masks of Jennifer Lopez with the eyes cut out that he had been masturbating on top of. Now he didn't.
I don't think that's true.
No emissions actually landed on the masks, but he stood on them.
Those were on the plants.
So they were. It's like the bottoms of his feet. He liked the feel of the glossy magazine material against the bottom of his feet. That's what did it. That's what.
People.
Well, that's a little kinky, I have to admit.
Not an abuse of power.
People underestimate the eroticness of the bottom of your foot on glossy magazine paper pictures of Jennifer Lopez. It is quite sensual, and I cannot fault Louis C.K. for discovering that, much as David Carradine discovered auto asphyxiation. However, forcing
Michael Hutchins
girls,
discovered it before David Carradine did.
well, they were blood cousins. They were both Slavic, so they were able to express that love for each other. But nonetheless,
You're talking about Michael Hutchins and David Carradine?
from NXS and the famous
they were
Kung
Slavic.
Fu.
They were blood cousins.
Not just Kung Fu was David Carradine, not even a genius in Kung Fu, which of course he was. But the sequel to Kung Fu, made decades later, and hundreds of years actually after the original Kung Fu, he made a second series almost as good. Unbelievable. What an artist. What a loss. The only thing that people don't understand is that David Carradine produced NXS's first 3 albums. And that's where Michael Hutchinson learned the joys of erotic asphyxiation in Asian hotel closets. See, it's not, you can auto asphyxiate yourself anywhere, but the real pleasure, the real over the top feeling comes from doing it inside a closet in an Asian hotel room. That's what pushes you over the edge.
That's almost as
what gets
good.
you.
It's almost as good as listening to the Swingin' Love Corpses. Dr. Philo Drummond was a.
Damn! If only we had some of that songs to play.
Yeah, I think Dr. Philo Drummond was a big fan of the Swingin' Love Corpses back in the day. Is that right?
A fan. I was the leader of that band.
What? You're kidding me! I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
That's me.
this band went on for a long time. Amongst
I feel so stupid.
this, I can promise you, viewer, the Swingin' Love Corpses is in fact a band, and Dr. Philo Drummond here really brought. I think his influence, his love of Beefheart, played a big role in his voice. As the leader of the Swingin' Love Corpses, and if I'm not mistaken, when you guys started out, you kind of didn't really know what you're doing, and then all of a sudden you inexplicably got
Gelled.
You gelled. What's the why isn't there a documentary about the Swinging Love Corpses, Dr. Philo Drummond?
Why indeed is
That's
there
what I
not
wanna
a
know.
documentary?
We just jammed for a long time in the basement and realized after we had these songs. So we thought, well, we should start playing out. And we started playing out. And we were billed ourselves as a comedy art rock band. So that meant we wore wigs and outfits.
No
and-
money.
How-
no money.
how'd
in
that-
comedy
how'd that
art
work?
rock. Boo.
How'd that
comedy
work?
art
Actually, we
rock.
did.
Boo.
We'd make $1,000 every time we played. It was just,
Apparently, Argus is doing it wrong.
we were for a little while there. We could make some money, a little bit of money.
Now, $1,000 back then was the equivalent of $1 million today, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably. Well, closer
Yeah.
to maybe
It was easier to spend too.
600,000.
Marijuana was $1 million a joint.
It's about 2000 because I remember the opening of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles scene. They ordered a pizza, and the pizza guy said that it was $10. And then I went back and used an inflation calculator to figure out what $10 was in 1989 or whatever that movie came out, and it was almost It was almost $1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really the worst product placement ever. But
Back in those days, if you had $10, you could decide to either have a pizza or put down payment on a house, buy a car, send 2 of your kids to college, and then take your wife out for a nice meal and put $7.50 in the bank. So
And still go down to the massage parlor and get a
and be horrified.
Which
I've
is
been
actually
victimized.
$12.
But it's Chinese dollars, so that's like 6 cents.
Well, we are up against that clock.
Let's play a Swingin' Love Corpses song.
So we got my
Let's do
favorite,
it. I
my
think we
favorite
should
Swingin'
do that.
Love Corpse song. We're gonna play it right
Which is
now.
it? What's your
When we
favorite
get
one?
Back,
Sing the title out right now.
When
Tell me
we-
the title. What are you
when we
playing?
get back from the show,
What's the song?
Joe
What's the song's
Rogan
title?
is going
Swingin' Love Corpses.
to
Favorite
eat a
one.
bagel,
What's your song?
and we're going to see if he can toast it while he does it.
I think
Stay
Arkansas
tuned.
is this line.
It's a great show. Stay tuned.
You know what's
it's a
funny
great show. Stay tuned.
is I think
it's a
I think
great
it's great
show.
that we're going
Stay
to hear this
tuned.
because most
a
people
great
also don't know
show.
that Philo Drummond also invented anti-music, which he later went on to regret doing, if I'm not mistaken. He enjoyed the initial concept of anti-music and then went on to say maybe that was a mistake.
I hated it.
And
I liked it when I first moved there, but
It was
my
beautiful.
grandparents couldn't stand it.
It was a wonderful place at one time. I will freely admit that, but it is not such a place any longer.
I couldn't stand the assholes.
So hey,
Are you guys talking about the show?
Yeah, we are. Don't worry
It's
about
time for the show.
Hey everybody, it's time for the show. It's
time for the
Fees,
show.
It's Fees, it's Pox, and it's Pid, and it's our very special guest, Dr. Philo Drummond.
it. Overman.
Dilopomand.
Prove to him that you're here, Philo.
Don't do it.
Say something that's not on our Philo soundboard.
That could be Sting.
Yeah, that's that sound that Stang makes when he's excited.
Hey Philo,
Oh,
what's your social security number so we know it's you?
And your mom's maiden name. We're not going to be fooled.
763-498-6423.
Oh, it checks out.
All right, we're going to put that on the secret feed only for the Patreon viewers. If you want Dr. Philo Drummond's real social security number, you got to donate at least at the 3-ply level.
Fool your
at
family and friends with a fake SSI number.
/show.
Yeah,
We're back.
Goobers. Timefortheshow.com. So, in the future, there will be a mighty war. And
Ooh, another one?
millions of people will be enslaved and taken to re-education camps, and they will be instructed on the new law of the land. And that
Will there be
land
movies?
and
Will
that
there be
law
movies?
that exists on the land under the book of law is Show Rogan.
Fid Crow.
That's right, it's Fid Crow. It's when your favorite omnipresent being, a Fid Chuli, has amassed the God Emperor role over the earth. He will institute his new set of laws. This week's Fid Crow law.
Man, there's so much new show that I don't even know about. It's like
Well, maybe if you showed up to... They call
I
it a show 'cause you're
explained
supposed
why
to
I was not on
show
the show.
up.
First of all, you guys moved, and I had to track you down. That's not fair.
You call in.
See, this is what happens. You have a legitimate excuse. You go to see your dad, and then your friends move, so they can't do the show that week. And then you really only miss one show because you were sick and it was a holiday. You weren't even sure if they were doing show, and you woke up after show was done. Then they act like, oh, you haven't been on the show for 6 months. We're going to have Reverend 80 do your part from now on. This is what happens to me every year.
And it's only the first month of the next
But I
new
just
year.
only missed one show.
You missed
and I
like
feel-
8 shows.
I
You're
did
kind of
miss.
like the Rodney Dangerfield of this show.
Oh man, I don't know what.
Yeah, he's sweaty.
He's more like the Rodney Danger Feces of the show.
That's a good one, Argus Q Fox. I'll tell you, it's like my wife's here taking tips on my lovemaking.
I
Yeah?
can't get no respect.
Like what? What tips does she give you?
Is it hard for you, Peas? Is it hard for you?
Push harder.
Do
She
people
goes,
not
"No, no, no."
treat you the
You know-
way that you
you
would
know
like
what
to be
tips-
treated?
You know what tips she gives me? She goes, "You're not thinking of Argus Fox, are you? I can tell."
I love this show. This is where we introduce bits, and then
Don't do them.
And then
I
we
thought
don't
you
do
had
'em.
one.
no, I didn't have one, but I can do one. I can do
You
a
got
quick.
one.
I can do a
it.
quick.
Yeah.
Do you have a bit?
I
Do
when,
you
when
fit?
you
Do
when
you
you gave
have
me
a
that
bit?
face, when you gave me that face, I figured I should stretch it out.
He's got a bit. He's got the bit face.
Well,
He's got the I don't got a bit face. He's got the bit face now
Get
that I
the
had
deer in the
earlier.
headlights face. We got how much radio to do?
last week we started Fid Crow, which is all the laws I'm going to implement, as Dr. Fox previously explained when I became Supreme
Okay,
Dictator.
I missed that show. That's why I didn't know
Yeah,
about
well, yeah. We need the recap after the Peas cap.
it. Right.
The
The
Peas
Peas
cap is when we
Peas
introduce the
cap.
show, and then Peas starts talking about asking
All right,
Philo
listen,
what
listen,
it's like.
I'm
What
gonna
it's
go get
like
a
chopping
cigarette.
wood in Kentucky.
Tell people about the bit. I'm gonna go get a cigarette. I'll be right back, and that way I can't interrupt you. That'll work out good. And plus,
Peas is leaving
Douche
the
me
show
clean.
again.
Douche Me Clean and Scoops McNews Guy are gesturing to me, so I'll be right back. Go ahead, explain your funny little skit.
Oh
Vid.
my god! And yeah, my funny little skit until you come back with Douche McLean and Scoops McNews Guy. We've got Philo Drummond
He
here.
has to go get his hats.
We're not availing ourselves of our supreme guest Philo Drummond.
Yeah, he's mean.
He's
Meaner
not
than
as
a
mean as
basket of
Stang.
kittens.
Stang is the mean one. Philo is the cute one. Just like
Is he
just
done?
like Paul
Did he explain
McCartney.
it? Did he explain it to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, look.
We're like good cop, bad cop, you know.
Okay, got it. Right.
Which-
I'm the good cop.
So let's play the game
They're
or
both
whatever it is,
cops.
Fitz.
Now, Philo,
That's the thing.
you did
Yeah, they're
puzzling
both
evidence for the better part of
47
2
years.
decades. And
47 years.
Which cop did you play when you did your weekly radio show with Dr. Hal and Puzzling Evidence himself? Were
I
you the
kinda-
neutral cop?
You have 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was sort of a neutral arbiter there, I guess. Between
So, was there ever
actually,
drama
it was-
on your show? Was there ever
What's that?
like interpersonal drama? Was there some time of tension in the show
Go get 'em,
that
Pete.
you weren't sure if it was show or if it's real tension? Did you ever have that problem?
not intentionally.
Well, there was that time where they revealed Philo's paternity test results live on the show, and things got a little heated, but it's okay because a big bald white guy stepped in.
Oh, let's go to the clip, Argus Fox.
You talking about Dr. Hal?
Well, he had the black shirt on, so yeah, he was security.
That was man, and still is a very unique show, Dr. Philo.
Yeah, doing that show was a lot of fun for 17 years.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Did you ever wake up some days when it was show day and go, man, I just don't want to do show?
Yeah, but not very often.
Did you
Sometimes
do
I
anything?
what
Did you
happened?
ever-
I got to where I didn't even need an alarm. I would wake up on it'd be Friday morning at about 5 minutes until 2. I would just wake up. I was anticipating that alarm going off. Sometimes I'd wake up at 2, and then I didn't feel like getting up, but then my mind would nag at me. I'd be thinking I could be on the radio. So by 2:30, I'd be up anyway. So yeah, I enjoyed doing it. It was real live, real radio.
Now, do you
Old
still find
school.
yourself waking up at 2 o'clock now to do show and going, God damn it, there's no show to
cold
do?
sweat.
Not in a long time. I did it first. When I first quit doing it, it was like it's interesting that a human can tune their mind to where the alarm clock goes off once a week.
What's
in the
it
middle
like
of the
quitting
night.
the show? 'Cause
Well,
we're all
We're all
antsy,
considering it, yeah.
We're considering doing a show.
Well, I actually miss the camaraderie. You do the show with the same guys for that long, and you develop a certain camaraderie and a certain style and a certain
Really?
flow, and it was. I always likened it to playing in a band. It was very much like, because I'd played in a band. Some of you guys may have. And it was very much like that same kind of level of camaraderie you get when you play in a band for a long time. I mean, you just know the way each other works, and if you think of yourself as like trying to be funny, then after a while you kind of know each other's styles and how to play off each other. And I miss that aspect of it. So,
How long does that take?
Yeah, it seems like it takes
We're
a
at
long
show
time.
57.
I think it
Do you
took
have
more than a couple of years.
Do you think did you have like a lead singer in your radio show?
I think
Oh, I got a chuckle out of Finn. That was
They
Finn.
did harmonies.
They did harmonies. They did
I don't
David
think we had
Crosby.
it was more like two lead singers. More, like Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Everybody's a lead singer.
Yeah.
You know what the
that's-
worst part about
that-
getting raped by Crosby, Stills, and Nash is?
Robert Croft comes in and takes pictures.
No Young.
Why you
Except
gotta,
for-
what do you- Neil Young is the best one in that group. Why you gotta get on Neil for?
Oh, peas. You're so
You don't like
handsome.
Neil Young. You don't like.
You know what? I'm taking Dr. Fox's side on this one.
One time when I was drunk, they told me what handsome
You
means,
don't. You don't.
and I
you don't
forgot.
have to
And I know
take
it's
my
not.
Side.
It's
I
not.
don't
It's
need
not.
it. I've got everything I need here in my heart.
No, the thing
and
the,
in this
the
robot.
thing I don't like
Fucking
about Neil
Dr.
Young
Fox.
is that Neil Young
you, sure
is
robot.
named after what you do before you suck somebody's dick.
Fid Chulin.
Oh. Is that his real name?
Which
is that his
one?
human slave name?
Oh well. I'm sorry. I didn't want to assume. I was just talking into a microphone.
You know the
I don't.
best.
I don't actually hear any of the show.
You know, I'm
I don't.
curious
I don't
about
go back and listen to it any more than I have to either. I really pity the viewers of this show.
the
But
listeners.
you know who I was a viewer of a show of was Puzzling Evidence, and I would call in to the Puzzling
Peas,
Evidence
did you
show.
ever get on the Puzzling Evidence show? Did you ever?
That was
call
one
in?
of the best parts of the show was calling in, and they would kind of let you spew forth. As long as,
Now, one time
Throw
I
you in the
did
mix.
One time I did send them an email and I said, "There's, I couldn't understand what was going on in the show because he kept playing stuff in the background." And I got some really polite reply. "Oh, we'll try to knock that off." And then I realized later, the whole show. So
That's part of the show.
I was like, "Oh, I guess I'm a new guy."
Well, the subgenius part of our show is our live sound checks, which we actually didn't have to do too many of
we
tonight.
didn't do this week, yeah.
There's a bit of an issue here or there. I had been working with the show at the beginning, but whatever.
So,
We're-
guys, I'm stuck with this dilemma.
Yeah, well, get some
well, here's
water.
the thing.
Get some
Well,
warm
there's
water
still
and
10
some
minutes
soap.
left, Peas.
Okay, well, all right. Well, I'll tell my dilemma.
Okay, Peas, what's your dilemma?
My dilemma is
Who's
I'm
your bone to
trying.
pick, Peas?
No, I'm trying to be a woke wook. And I'm trying to understand all the gender identities and all what's going on. But there's this thing that I don't understand. And this is going to sound terrible. This will probably ruin my incredibly skyrocketing career. But I don't understand. Everybody got upset with this woman tennis player who happens to be a lesbian. I remember when she came out as a lesbian, it was a
Happens
big deal.
to be. She tripped over a fist and fell on it.
Whatever. But she a transgender man won this tennis tournament, and she said that, well, see, this is confusing. He's a transgender. He's a woman. They are a woman.
Okay,
Danny Shock
but-
is
He's a
crying
But they
Right
used to
now.
be. But they used to be before. Whenever they were a man.
no,
they
Peas,
won
they
this-
were always a woman on the inside.
Right.
How
Damn
dare
it.
you?
I'm not getting it, but you know what I mean.
No.
Fit.
No,
So
you're
she thought
How dare
thought it
you?
was wrong for this person to win the tennis match because she said no matter what you identify as, and I'm cool with all that, your bone density and upper body muscle mass is always going to make you superior to a female athlete. And all
because
the
really,
other
at the DNA level, you're a guy.
correct. So now I'm trying to be a cool dude, right? And be all chill on Facebook and and be woke. But I'm like, that makes sense to me. And I feel like that's not fair because pretty soon all the women athletes are going to be all like, Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner might
That's
even
up
come
to
out
the
of
women to
retirement.
fight that battle. Men can't fight that battle. Women are going to have to.
Oh, you're
Men,
so
men
wise.
dressed as women can fight that battle.
There
They
you
can
go.
if they identify as a woman, but a woman
I
can't
identify
fight that
as a
battle.
good radio show host.
Don't you guys think that that's a complicated thing to happen to the sports world?
Well, there was also the transgendered woman who won the beauty pageant.
Yeah, but it only works
recently.
one way, Peas. It only works when men who identify as women enter a traditional women's sport. It doesn't
Right.
work the other way. You don't have any great demand of women
Yeah,
who
they're
identify as
assimilating the
men
culture.
who are trying to
They're
get into
infiltrating
pro
it.
football. There's no transgender women who are now men in pro football or pro sports and basketball or baseball.
But there
Those
are
the ones
male
with the big money.
cheerleaders.
Now,
it's all
is
the
that-
women's sports that
is
the
that
men that
sexist?
identify as women are invading. It only
Is
works
that
one way.
sexist of the transgender women that they're not challenging themselves enough to play in men's professional sports?
No, they don't have the physical makeup.
Oh,
grow as big.
I don't know if
Peas-
I want to cross that line. with
Everything you
bud.
need to know,
Well,
Peas, is on James
DNA
Woods'
level.
Twitter account. Just follow at James Woods, and he'll straighten you out.
Like there's this Australian quote unquote woman who won this like woman's not bodybuilding but weightlifting, and I'm like, well, of course she won because her name's Joe.
Well, Scoops McNews guy is our resident
Oh,
sports analyst.
All right, let's
We're
go
gonna
over
take
to
it down to the field
and
for
so-
get
I'm
Scoops
so
McNews guy.
you bring Scoops to the
Here he is, everybody.
microphone.
Scoops with the poops. Take it away,
Scoops.
Scoops McNews guy.
Scoops has much information about this issue because, as you know, Scoops is a Slavic, and many Slavic countries, for many times in the Olympics, the women they stay at the home and make the babies. So we need to take men athletes and say, "You be the woman and run the race."
Scoops is
So we
good.
have much experience with this, and so we know that it's fair.
He's so
It
good.
is, it is fair because if you win the medal, it does not matter what your DNA says. It only matters what your bra size could be. And many times I ask my friend, my cousin Deuce McLean. He's not Slavic. It's strange because we're cousins, but he says no, Scoops, no, you're wrong, Scoops.
Oh
Those
man.
people should not be allowed to participate in this sport because, as Philo has said,
All of a sudden,
Genetically-
Scoops is from Latin America.
no, Scoops is very
No.
focused on the
Argentinian.
Slavic accent right now. You think that you have the
No.
eclectic ear. Now I am slipping a little bit in the Latin. You fucker. You're fucking up Scoops' monologue.
Close your
Hold on,
blind eye,
Scoops.
please.
Scoops, take a breath. It'll be okay. Okay, so now we know. Scoops thinks, yes, women should be men and participate in all the women's sports. But Deuce McLean says, no, it's not fair. So,
Next week for what nationality is Scoops McNews guy?
Yeah,
You know,
it's gonna be our
you're
new
ruining
game.
scoops.
I like
Just
that
because you
game.
got a robot voice and there's no,
I don't
there's
have a
no
robot
nuance
voice. I
in a
have a
robot.
robot.
Robo Joe, as
We're
we
good
all know,
friends.
Robo Joe is a fishing, rafting, Missouri River going down motherfucker.
You can't say
But in
Missouri
the-
River on the radio piece.
Damn it.
For those of you just tuning in on freethinkradio.com, this is time for the show every Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern, and it's Peas, Fit and Fox, and special guest Dr. Philo Drummond is live. He's wrapping the show up with us. What a good
Do you guys-
sport, everybody.
Do you guys think this show gets better in the after show because all the drugs have kicked in? Or do you think that we only think it's better after that because all the drugs have kicked in?
Well, before every show, I sit down in my chair and I run razors across the backs of my legs, and I kind of just bleed out throughout
Who
the show.
doesn't?
And so,
Who doesn't?
you know, around midnight, I'm ready for nappies. Us
Yeah.
good Nazis need nappies, Peas.
Isn't it sad that I'm in my early 30s and I need a goddamn nap at 5 p.m.? Something's wrong with that, right?
I need a nap like every night for like 8 hours.
Maybe you guys need iron.
Dr. Philo Drummond, what's your nap
I am
schedule? What's your nap
55%
situation?
iron.
Tell the viewers
I
about
take
your
my
naps.
nap at 3
At
p.m.
3 o'clock? How long you nap it out for?
Usually about 45 minutes.
You find that's restful?
Yeah.
Well,
Any
what-
more than
Nice.
that, I don't.
Nice.
I don't feel refreshed.
What are you up
Nice.
to these days, Philo?
What am I up to?
Yeah, what are you up to these days? How do you occupy yourself?
I've been, like the last week or so, I've been rebuilding all of our content on OSI 74. We had a server crash, and I had to go out there and redo all the stuff. But I've got 25 pieces of content out there now. So that's kept me busy.
Well, excuse me.
That's,
I think you mean OS 174. That's where I watch everything. You're telling me there's another
yeah.
channel called OSI
Way to
74?
fuck up the new
OSI 74, yeah.
Okay, it's not OS
.net.
174.
Now that's a
not-
Roku channel, isn't it?
I've been watching
Yep.
that one.
It's a Roku channel.
And you
And,
can get all your Subgenius content, past, present, and future. A lot of the visual stuff is going to be right there on that channel, isn't it?
Yeah, it's out there right now. The rebuilt stuff is our new server is up, and we have all kinds of new stuff out there, more than ever before. Instead of just 10 things, I've got 20 something things, and I'm getting ready to. put
It's
some
like the
more stuff.
4chan thing. It's the geometric progression again. Man, you are in that.
Roku gave us another level of menus, so we can add stuff to our stuff now.
So you can get appetizers.
Yeah, it's like having 10 from column B and 2 from column C and 13 from column 1.
Excellent.
That's only $17.95 a week. Well, Peas,
No.
we're cranking down. So,
Are we?
ladies and gentlemen, and all of those that Peas has wrongly misgendered and ruined your lives
I knew it's
tonight.
going to be trouble.
Because,
I knew it was going to be trouble.
Because Peas, we know that he is on the biting edge of comedy
Handsomeness.
satire, and the likes of Scoop Goose Guy are only happy to bring you the latest in homophobic and homoerotic entertainment.
It's my favorite
Or-
part of the show.
Or, as we like to call it, old white guy humor.
Or as I like to call it, it's Peas' apologies. So take it away, Peas. You got 2 minutes.
Make it right, Peas.
Okay, so 2 minutes. Here we go. Right off the bat, I gotta apologize for almost the entire show, but I am gonna break it down by segments. First of all, the first 15 minutes, weakest opening we ever had. I was embarrassed to be in front of my hero, Philo Drummond, Overman, and be doing that kind of show after having done like 65 episodes previously. I wished I could go back and put parts of the good shows that we've done and put them into that spot instead. But apparently those good shows were done by Reverend 80 and Ivan Stang pretending to be the P's. So we can't have that. Anyway, we moved on to a real strong break from tradition by not playing the Kinks 20th Century Man into some Rain Shaker, Rainmaker, Josh Brolin, soloist
How dare
band
you.
that I guess that Philo and Fit are all hard for. And then, at first I was gonna apologize for Robo Joe,
You got a minute.
but then after a while, Robo Joe started to grow on me, and I realized if I could cast him back in time to be part of Catfish Joe, it would swing the whole thing together. And I think that Argus knocked down the tone a little bit, so it actually made it more palatable. So I would apologize for that, but there's no need to. Now, I gotta apologize for having a viewer mail when apparently that segment was canceled. I worked real hard to make sure I was prepared this week, but it turns out because I haven't been here for all of Black History Month, that I don't know what the new format of the show is, and that might have accounted for the shitty first segment of the show. But I feel like in the second segment, we didn't catch our wind and we didn't get up to speed and we weren't really
10 seconds,
funny.
please.
But that segued us into the last two parts of the show, which were super funny. If you don't like comedy and have a dry English sense of humor, this was your show. But other than that, it all pretty much sucked. I wished we'd have done a better job, but you guys have listened to this for so long, you know there's really not much better that we can do. This is it. This is the top of our game, kids. This is what you're paying for. I'm sorry.
Oh, that wasn't your best apology segment of all time, but
I beg to differ.
I give it a B-. I mean, come on, like you're not going to brag about it, but you did the job.
My whole
Bees.
pace has been off tonight.
And I appreciate that. And somehow we persuaded Dr. Philo Drummond to stick with us for the entire 2 hours. Dr. Philo Drummond.
I didn't know it wasn't optional.
Well, first of all, you didn't have to make us all look so bad.
After an hour. I gotta go, kids.
Yeah. Dr. Philo Drummond, everybody, quiveringbrain.com. Swinging Love Corpses, OSI 74, all of that. Dr. Philo Drummond is still hitting and sticking like a bucket of chicken. Especially the chicken that I named after him.
Inventor of chicken chunks.
Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it.
Is there anything else that you want to like barf forth onto our viewers, Dr. Drummond?
No, you guys satisfied all my dreams.
You don't want to mention the big show coming up in a week and a half?
Yeah, well, you can if you're in Austin, you might think about coming out to South by Southwest. I'm not sure where the theater is. You can see some schedule, but it's
Austin
around
Convention.
3 p.m. on the 10th will be the premiere of the Subgenius documentary.
And every person that buys a ticket to that movie gets to punch peas in the big toe.
That's the Dr. Fox promise.
The party.
And a guarantee.
Hey, Philo,
They're
is
just
Peas,
jealous.
Is Peas in the movie, Philo?
I'm not sure if he's in it.
No.
Well, I know two certain subgenius who didn't make one lick of airtime, but that's okay because we're gonna make our own movie with fireworks and
an
staying up
orchestra.
late and drinking sodas after 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And the Three Stooges are going to be
delicious.
Dr. Philo Drummond, thank you once again. I'm a big fan of yours. It was great attempting to do a show with you. And
What a champ.
on behalf of Dr. Drummond and Dr. Engineer Dr. Fox and Reverend
Robo
Peas,
Joe.
I am Fid Chuli saying it seemed like a good idea at the time. You're listening to
Show.com.
That's right, timefortheshow.com, freethinkradio.com.
Freethinkradio.com.
All right.
See-
All right.
see-
Load the gun, Dr. Fox.
all
Load
right.
the ceremonial gun.
All right. Open wide. See you next week.
Listen, tune in next